Threshold Breaker here talking about Tom Clancy's The Division. These are some of the ideas, suggestions, concerns I picked up on as I played the game. So let's get into it. Okay, so I have to say The Division, at its core, has some solid gameplay and has come a long way since closed and open beta. Graphical masterpiece, and it deserves a lot of praise for that. The running in New York City is pretty spot on, with some artistic license thrown in there. However, some of the suggestions that I'm thinking about and I have are pretty basic and kind of obvious. So let's talk about the story, right? I honestly forgot it before I even started the game. No, but really, on Black Friday, the smallpox pandemic occurs, which is transferred by the exchange of money and rapidly sweeps through New York City. Dubbed with the name Green Poison, it quickly cripples the city. You're sent out as a second wave of Division agents to salvage what remains and bring back the city. Now, that itself sounds like not such a bad storyline. However, along the way, you meet hollow characters. But I mean, ones you bring back to your base to help you build it up, which is great, but they play absolutely no pivotal role in the game at all. And I say right now because we know we're going to get DLC. It seems from the gameplay that Ubisoft wanted to focus more on multiplayer than storyline for their game. And if that was a normal shooter, I might be kind of able to get over that idea. But if your game acts as a third-person shooter with MMO flair, I think we all need to be wondering where the hell's the story. Also, if there's external information like so many of the additional promotional videos that we saw, why was it not directly factored into the game? And the main storyline, for that matter. Some of the things that were cool in the game were the phones, the Lost Agent kind of side missions, the echoes. But I can't tell you guys how many echoes and Lost Agents I wanted to be playable side stories. And I also thought there were missed opportunities to introduce plot points for the game. I mean, they teased at the idea of the first wave Division agents, and I mean, right there, you could have been a cutscene or a playable scenario. Writers, of games, please stop doing this. Please stop leaving us in limbo and then trying to fluff it with DLC. Come with a developed story. Come with a developed storyline day one. It makes us enjoy your game, a developer's game, so much better that there's a core written story that goes along with a game. That being said, let's talk multiplayer, or really Dark Zone extract and materials grind. Now, if grinding is what you like to do, whether it be for materials or level increase, then this aspect of the game is for you. Well, most of the game is that. So, it's for you. Currently, though, the PvP aspect of the Dark Zone isn't really there. The reason for that is there's such a high penalty for dying in the Dark Zone. Nobody wants to take that kind of hit repeatedly. You lose Dark Zone credits, you lose rank. The best way I can compare the Dark Zone is that it's much like a PvP server in World of Warcraft. However, in WoW, you don't lose 30k gold and experience for dying in that server. The catch-22 of them reducing the penalty, though, is that it may turn the Dark Zone into a war zone. And I don't believe that was the intention of the Dark Zone by Ubisoft. I think ultimately the penalty percentage will have to be tweaked through a series of patches to strike the right balance. Okay, so a few more things that I was thinking of, right? Priority targeting system. In most MMOs, this seems like a must-have. You can do this with the, if you're using keyboard and mouse, with the Z key. However, different players do not issue different color target callouts. Also, callout color in general that hovers over the UIs is the same color as if you were to scan them, orange to red after the scan fades. Maybe I'm being a little critical here, but for prioritizing ads, I would think this would be a nice feature for new players just coming into the game who don't know mob types and can call them out properly. Now, movement from cover to cover is hard to get right a lot of the time in games. I think any of us who have played Gears of War can relate to that. No offense, guys. I'd say movement from cover to cover in the Division is a 50-50 shot. Either you're going to move well and tactfully, or you're going to get caught up and accidentally try to smash your keyboard and die from one of the cleaners. That being said, I recommend to anyone having this problem, switch the command from cover roll being the same thing on your keyboard. Just switch it, change it up. Why Ubisoft made this the same key, I will never know. I think it's just an ease of use thing, and then maybe they kind of realized as they were playing the game, like, hey, this isn't a good idea. It's a default key is what I'm trying to say. Currently, dailies, you have 2 hard missions, which yield 15 Phoenix credits and some gear, and 1 challenging mode mission, which gives you 30 Phoenix credits. The Phoenix credits I'm focusing on because that's the more important aspect right now. those you can get high tier, which are golds, blueprints, and gear. You're guaranteed a piece of gear in challenging mode, high tier off the last boss. Short of those things, I don't really see those raids, dungeons, if you will, challenge modes bringing you back to wanting more to do those things, because the bosses aren't interesting enough to fight. It's just another guy who's causing a problem in the city. There's no deeper root to what that individual is doing. You can also farm rare mobs, which I believe anywhere between 1 to 3 Phoenix credits, and have the potential of dropping high tier gear if you have high enough scavenging percentage. However, when you increase your scavenging percentage, that can and most likely will cripple your character's statistics. There needs to be a higher incentive, in my opinion, maybe a set piece that you can get from challenge modes. Now, I know incursions are coming and they will give set pieces for completion. It's a guaranteed thing. So these are some of my thoughts so far on the Division as it stands now. Let me know in the comment section down below some of your concerns, suggestions, or solutions. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode. Oh, crap. On the main guy right now. Life back up. Oh, I got purples.
Warning. Agent on your team is down.
Yeah, I just got moved too.
Where is he? You guys got him?
Yeah. Can't survive a point blank dip.
Are there a handful more of them here or something? Or
Oh, that crit damage.
Got 1 Phoenix credit from that guy dying. That's stupid they reduced names.
Still doing the tally, but the weapons